I keep telling my colleagues we need to mobilize, attract not less than $500 billion in 5 years so that they change the face of this country. We have an international airport, paved roads, the rail, improve on the river and the ports, pipeline, refineries, agriculture, things of this kind, and build a new city.
Welcome to another episode of Genubian Canadians. I'm your host, Galwa Kair. Today, we will check things up a bit. In this episode, basically, we will be focusing on the world's youngest nation, South Sudan. South Sudan and the ongoing political rift. I'm not going to sit here and bore you guys about the trial that is ongoing, the trials of South Sudan opposition leader and his and members of his political party, SPLMIO, the trial of Dr. Riek Machar. So I believe most of us are really aware of what is going on because the first sessions of the trial, the first few sessions, the first three, I believe, they were broadcasted on South Sudan Broadcast Corporation, which is their network in Juba, South Sudan. Majority of us are really familiar with what is going on. But tonight, I will take a little bit of tour back to the genesis of all this. How the president of South Sudan, Salva Kiir Mayardit, became the enemy of the state. For some, Salva Kiir is a great leader. Salva Kiir is leading South Sudan in a better direction. But for majority of the South Sudanese, either in diaspora or at home, Salva Kiir has no clue. He's delusional. He never had a vision for the country. He happened to be selected based on the SPLA's whole hierarchy as the next president to lead South Sudan after John Garang died. So he was an accident leader. That's how majority of South Sudanese felt about Salva Kiir. So I, for one, even though South Sudan is in verge of collapsing, I do not blame President Salva Kiir because he never dreamed or he never thought that he would become the president of South Sudan. So let me give you guys a quick run back. In 2011, South Sudan gained its independence from Sudan. So in the year 2011 to 2012, that was a great time for South Sudanese who were at home. Salva selected his cabinet. His vice president, Dr. Machar, was there. They kick off things pretty good. So Salva Kiir tasked Dr. Riek to attract investors, where South Sudan can get money, borrowed money. Investment was coming in, was flowing in from the oil sector to the minerals. So a lot of investors were coming in. So Dr. Machar did well in attracting investors, in which he did. So in 2011 to 2012, Dr. Machar did his part as the vice president then. So IMF gives South Sudan money, World Bank gives South Sudan money, and other bilateral relations that South Sudan was embarking on with other different countries. So Dr. Machar was tasked to garner money so the new nation would be heading into the developmental and the building stage. So Dr. Machar did that. The money was there. Did I remind you that by that time, South Sudanese pound were the strongest currency in the entire region. So as the saying goes, more money, more problems. So when the money came in, the president was overwhelmed. So in short, I'm going to run you guys through it quick. So Salva Kiir was overwhelmed. He never seen such a money in his entire life. Need I remind you that the only thing that he knows was liberating the country. He was a liberator. He was a soldier. He had no clue how to run the country. So when Dr. Riek gathered all the investors, he got the money. IMF offered about 500 million USD. World Bank offered money. So Dr. Riek was tasked to find a company that South Sudan would contract into starting building the new nation. And that would start with building the capital city. This is what he had to say.
Well, this is supposed to be a proposal, just a proposal for the city, the capital city of Southern Sudan.
As you could see, Dr. Riek found a South Korean company, discussed the proposal, and later on, what happened? So as the money was coming in, the money was also disappearing in the hands of President Kiir, then finance minister. This is what happened.
The problem of my country in South Sudan, we had received a good amount of money from the oil.
In 2012, July, Salva Kiir dissolved the entire cabinet. The vision that was laid out so Dr. Riek would contract this new Korean company was nowhere to be found. So Salva fired his entire cabinet in 2012, including his first vice president, Dr. Riek. So he let them go. Yet, Dr. Riek, as a heavyweight or as somebody that has the heart of a nation, he called for calm, reiterated what he said during the constitution amendment period when the president was given all the power to do so. So he reminded the citizen that there was no need to panic, or there was no need to get upset, because the president was given power to fire the constitutional power to fire his entire cabinet, including his running mates. So people were calm. Meanwhile, dissolve the government, he was also paranoid because he was losing popularity. The president was losing popularity from the grassroots to the SPLM party. So he became really, really paranoid in the late 2012 up to late 2013. Dr. Riek was gaining popularity. Dr. Riek, from his colleague, from his party, from the SPLM party, and the president himself was losing popularity. So he was really, really paranoid, and he looked at Dr. Riek as his personal problem. So what did he do? He decided to go on a killing spree. December 2013, because Dr. Riek come from the Nuer ethnic groups, so he carried out door-to-door killing of the Nuer community, of the Nuer ethnic groups in 2013. Dr. Riek he left Juba, deserted half of the military from Salva Kiir, deserted the president and joined Dr. Riek. However, with the pressure from the international community, so a peace accord was signed in 2014, which resulted in the peace agreement between the first peace agreement between Salva and Dr. Riek in 2014 in Addis Ababa. In 2016, Dr. Riek was lured in to go to Juba, join Salva Kiir to implement the peace agreement. So, mind you that this is what our president had to say after the Nuer genocide.
When we captured Juba.
Is that what you say to the woman who saw her husband shot in front of their children?
Well,
you say that she's been politicized? That's not politicized. That's just a woman who believes in this country today it is dangerous to be a Nuer in a Dinka majority city.
Well, these people are even lucky.
Is this a president for all, or is this a tribal president? The judgment is yours, the viewers. In 2016, Dr. Riek went to Juba. Things did not go as planned. Kiir said the peace agreement was not meant to be implemented. So in 2016, July 8th, another fight happened. Dr. Riek was chased out of Juba all the way to Congo, which later on the United Nations extracted him and took him to South Africa, to Sudan, and then to South Africa. Fast forward, another peace agreement in 2018, which is RRCist, which right now is the one that is stalled. RRCist did not work as planned. Dr. Riek went to Juba in 2018 after signing, yet Salva Kiir said the peace agreement was not meant to be implemented. While doing so, the economy in the country was getting worse and worse. During the entire period where the economy was collapsing, what did Salva Kiir do? He sold the oil until 2030. And this is what one of his finance minister had to say.
If the oil has been sold in advance up to 2027, that means that I will go to 2028 to ask somebody to give me money. It's like that by 2028 you will be given that oil. And the time when I'm gone, somebody will come in my place. He will find that all the oil of 2028 has been sold. So he will have to go for 2029. And then you sit and ask, where is the money going?
Meanwhile, President still is working toward finding a solution.
I'm looking for a solution. This is why I bring somebody today. Tomorrow I kick him out and bring another person. It is everything that I have tried. When I will succeed to get the right person, and a bit focus.
For how long, Mr. President? Because every 2 months, the economy is getting worse. While he's working on finding a solution, he goes on, humiliates us on the international stages. South Sudan was given a chair to lead East African communities. And then this is how the leader of East African communities then addressed the members.
Thank you very much. Okay. Your Excellency, Samia Suluhu, President of the United Republic of Rwanda, of Tanzania. Your Excellency, Felix Tshisekedi, representing President of Uganda, of Congo.
It's okay. Tshisekedi, President of DRC.
Yeah.
On the international stage, he was invited to Ethiopia as the guest honor to speak on the opening of GERD. This is how he talks in front of international community.
It is about progress. It is about hope. It is about the future we want for our children. I am also pleased.
Last year, because there was a stall in the peace agreement, the coalition of South Sudan's political parties came together and agreed to extend the transitional period for another 24 months. The man, the lion heart of South Sudan, spoke to the political parties, and his speech was based on South Sudan to have a political space. So everybody, every political party, every citizen should not be afraid because of the insecurity. In this meeting, Dr. Machar lectures the political parties, including the SPLM in government. President Kiir was there. This is how Dr. Machar addressed them.
Many of the SPLM are ideologues. I want to explain. Many of the SPLM, whether it is IG, IO, they are ideologue. They have a perception, a vision of what this country should be. So it is not question of power. It is a question of, you have a vision, where do you want to take this country to? Some will find SPLM, whether it is SPLM-IG, SPLM-IO, an animal which says, okay, this is the vision. We must do it this way. We should be able to implement it because it's our agreement. And what is good that the president has initiated this, not coming from outside, not IGAD, not RJMAC, not C5, not AU. We generated this will to implement it, to produce a roadmap, identifying what has been implemented, what has not been, what is in progress, and what has not been implemented, and have given ourselves the challenge to implement it in 24 months plus the remaining period of the transitional period. I think this is generation of political will. This agreement cannot be implemented in a situation that the country, the structures don't change. The security system remains the same. It cannot implement itself. Because you need to disseminate it. You need these political parties to be active in the forefront. People are afraid to hold political rallies. You can't transform. Political parties cannot survive if there is no political space. Because we would want to see our national security loved by all. We would like to see our police to be the protector of all. We would like to see our army, if one is in a bus, then a civilian will say, this man dies for me. Sit, take my seat. We would like to see that. We'd like to see these organs supporting, serving our country.
Ladies and gentlemen, in short, if you compare these two individuals from 2011, since the independence, the greed and the ego and the self-insecure that our president was and he still is.
So our problem is money. We have no money.
Your line seems to be, we have no money. You want money from international donors, which is a perfectly fair claim on your part. The donors, however, say, we will not give you money until you get genuine security and stability. That's the starting point. So if that's the starting point, what do you do to get stability and security?
How can we stand behind such an incompetent individual? Even his own daughter, I believe, could not even vote for him, if we are being truthful. Central report exposed the president's family. You can go on Google and look it up yourself. They keep asking the international community for more money. Himself, his wife, his daughter, and his sons have built an empire that is worth billions and billions of dollars. They have built companies where they are including nationals from other countries, in which they are the board of directors and they are the majority shareholders in 13 different countries, including our country here, Canada. They have a company here in Canada, in Switzerland, all over the world. And yet the president keep asking donors for money. The call is yours. Now you locked up Dr. Riek because of his fear, because of his anxiety, because of his inferiority, because of his insecurity. You look at Dr. Riek as his political nemesis. But in contrary, Dr. Riek is trying really, really hard to help the whole man. Because everything that he said, I mean President Kiir, the way he talk is disoriented, he looks dysfunctional, he can barely walk, let alone other embarrassing matters that are happening behind closed door. To our viewers, see it yourself. Who is better to lead? Who has the heart for the nation? And who has been and is still continuing to destroy our country? Who has the vision for a better South Sudan? Could we continue being led by a tribal leader? Or can we at least give someone who has the heart and bring the entire 64 tribes of South Sudan together? It's our call. For us to be this far in discomfort, in hatred, there's only one person to blame. And as the nationalists that most of us think we are, it's time for us to think in the long term, not the short term. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you next weekend. Have a good Friday night. Thank you.